Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited Take 2 for this AEW Dynamite review. I tried to go live once. It told me that I was live, but then once I got to YouTube and Twitch, both of those said, no, you're not live, and it wouldn't connect for a moment. I literally clicked live over 10 minutes ago, clicked start the stream, then I set everything up. It usually takes me 4 minutes after that to get the links out and get the polls up and everything. And I realized, crap, it's not live. What the heck? And I was having trouble getting it connected, but we're finally live. We are here, and we are talking AEW Dynamite. As far as tonight's Dynamite does go, I thought it was a really good show. I really, really enjoyed tonight's AEW Dynamite from start to finish. I liked it all. Basically, a really, really good show with some really shocking things early. One that was really shocking and one that was just a smidge shocking. A little itty-bitty shocking. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and Twitter.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. If you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out in the live chat by hitting that donate button down below or donating Twitch bits. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can subscribe either with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe, well, with Amazon Prime, because if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. All you got to do is take that Amazon account, take that Twitch account, link them together, bada bing, bada boom, you've got a Prime Gaming account. Not only does Prime Gaming give you just a bunch of cool things like, well, free games like Rise of the Tomb Raider Ultimate Edition, or Rise of the Tomb Raider with bonus content, Control Ultimate Edition, and so much more. You also get free perks for games like League of Legends and Grand Theft Auto Online. But you always, and this never changes, get one free subscription to any Twitch channel that you want to support too. And I greatly appreciate it if you use that free subscription on us right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, if I start talking weird, I burnt the hell out of the roof of my mouth on a pizza bite this morning, and it's still kind of numb and weird feeling. So, yeah, if I talk weird at all, because the roof of my mouth, literally the entire roof of my mouth was burnt off of a pizza roll. Took them just a little too long. Didn't seem that hot when... So, pizza rolls, we're going to get off on something really fast. Pizza rolls sometimes don't seem that hot when you grab them, when you're outside and everything, the breading or the whatever you call the exterior. But when you bite into them and that cheese and sauce and all comes out, that is what sometimes is super, super hot. And that's what happened to me. I grabbed it. Oh, this ain't bad. Dipped it in a little ranch. But when I took that bite, it all oozed out and right at the top of my mouth. Sucks so bad. Looking at the chat here really fast. What's your name to man the stocking on here? I have no clue what that means. What are you talking about, Wanda Cook? Oh, my eye is... All right. Chase Douglas says, are pizza rolls spicy? No, pizza rolls just taste like pizza. Literally anything you put on your pizza, you can put in a pizza roll. I usually just get the cheese and pepperoni ones. But with that, if you're watching on YouTube, you can also help us out over there. Now my eye's watering. Just great. With that, if you are watching on YouTube, you can help us out in the live chat with a super chat or a super sticker donation. Remember, you can also subscribe to the channel as a channel member to get early access to news, early access to podcasts, early access to non-news videos, and so much more. Plus, well, you can always go to the Epic Game Store. Going to the Epic Game Store and buying things and using our code PWU Unlimited. Whether you're getting skins for Fortnite or Rocket League, whether you're getting, well, I guess they're technically skins for Fortnite for the V-Bucks. Whether you're buying Grand Theft Auto 5, because, you know, Grand Theft Auto 6 is never going to come out, but Grand Theft Auto 5 just keeps selling and selling and selling and selling and selling. It's like Mario Kart Deluxe. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That game just keeps selling and selling and selling and selling. And because that one game keeps selling, why make another one? Why waste the money to make a new game when the old one is still selling gangbusters? Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out years ago, and it is still one of the top 10 most sold games almost every single month. Wild. But with that, go over to the Epic Game Store. On the right side, when you're checking out, it's going to say, hey, you have Epic Creator Code? And you do. It's PW Unlimited. Use that code, support us, and help us out. But with that, we've got a good show to talk about that kicked off in an interesting way. The show itself kicks off, and we get a recap of Full Gear. And I go, okay, expected this. Go to crowd shots, and they're telling us on the card tonight we've got this match and this match and this match, and up next we will get Hangman Adam Page, the new world champion. And all of a sudden it just goes, you see the Dynamite logo, and we're in the back, and it's the Elite. And I go, whoa, what is this? They said next was Hangman. We already saw Dark Order in the ring from some of those crane shots, and Kenny Omega's standing there. He's got the Young Bucks right behind him, Adam Cole to his right. Well, technically they're all to his right, but you know what I mean. And Kenny Omega says, I still haven't watched the match back since Saturday. And people are already asking me, hey, when's the rematch? Which no former world champion, whether that be Jericho or Moxley, got an immediate rematch. Jericho, I think, just straight moved on for the most part. Moxley had to re-earn the number one contendership before he got his rematch. But regardless, he said, people, they keep asking me, when's the rematch? When's the rematch? And really, I have things I need to deal with. I have things I need to take care of, and I can't do that while I'm here. So I need to take some time away. And I'm asking you guys, I'm asking you to hold down the fort while I'm gone. Adam Cole then slightly steps up and goes, Cleaner, I got this. And Omega just throws the biggest of shade at Adam Cole and goes, Cole, I was really talking about the Bucks here. And I can't tell what Adam Cole's saying because he's getting hot, heated, but not really yelling or anything. He's like kind of like, well, what? Excuse me? We're all, and they're like, hey, we're all the Elite. And Matt's like, yeah, we're all the Elite. Kenny, you go take care of what you need to. We will take care of all this. We'll hold down the fort while you're gone. Brandon, cut the record. They walk off. Adam Cole's got this weird look on his face like, the hell do you mean you're not talking to me? And finally, Nick Jackson's like, Brandon, hit the red button. Stop recording. We're done. So very interesting stuff here. Kenny Omega's taking some time off. It seems like. We heard that Kenny Omega was going to get evaluated today for his multitude of injuries, dealing with vertigo, dealing with weak shoulders, and other things possibly as well. Now, we don't know the extent of any of this, how long Kenny's going to be out of action, what kind of recuperation he needs. I haven't heard anything if maybe it's shoulder surgery or if he just needs to stay off of the shoulders and not work. I thought he would just go on a run of, I'm going to talk for everybody in the Elite. I'm going to be their mouthpiece. I'm going to be their Don Callis and just not work for a couple of months to rehab my body, recuperate my body. No, he literally said he's leaving, taking time away, and needs the Bucks, as he said, to hold down the fort while he's gone, which is very weird. He also did state, Full Gear, it was not a good night for the Elite. It was a losing night for all of the Elite. So with that, it's very interesting that Kenny's going to actually take time away, not just out of the ring time, but off TV altogether. It seems like no traveling, no nothing. And they're already teasing him and Adam Cole possibly for when he comes back, because him saying, I wasn't talking about you hold down the fort. No, I need the Bucks to hold down the fort. So that's already throwing shade on Adam Cole of, hey, yeah, you've always been beneath us. So, yeah. Very, very interesting. Band backup, you're going to get timed out for that because, no, I don't even want that in my chat. Yeah, I don't even want those kind of comments in my chat. No, not at all. I'm not even going to repeat what he wrote. All I'll say is, about Kenny taking time off. That's not what it is. I don't want to say it, but I do want to. No. You may I saw it in the chat if you're still watching, but if you're watching live on YouTube, but I delete that message. No, I don't want to see any of that. But with that, Kenny Omega's gone for a little while. Again, we don't know how bad the injuries are. We don't know how long he's going to be gone for. Hopefully he's back at the beginning of the year. Maybe he just takes the holidays off and he's back on January. When's the first 5th would be the first TBS show. That'd be a great big surprise for the first TBS show. Either keep him as a big secret and he returns then, or announce him the morning of and be like, hey, breaking news. Like AEW can do it the whole Tony Khan going, tonight is the first Dynamite on TBS, and I really booked a great show, but I just got a phone call this morning, and I'm gonna say Kenny Omega's gonna be on the show. He just randomly called me and said, Tony, I'm ready to come back. You should do something like that. Get on Busted Open that morning or something, and just be like, hey, we have a great show booked for tonight. I've got all these matches already announced. It's our first show on TBS, and I just got a phone call before going live with you guys, and Kenny's gonna be on the show tonight. We haven't seen Kenny since like the week after Full Gear. I think that would be really cool to do. You do that and you build the hype up, but it would also be a cool surprise not to tell anybody that Kenny's just gonna randomly show as well. So I don't know exactly how it's all gonna go down, but Kenny Omega is taking some time off. And we go from that interesting news to more interesting, shocking twists and turns. We go to the ring. Not Inner Circle. Dark Order's in the ring. Dark Order's in the ring. We got Johnny Hungy, and he goes, Virginia! It's National Cowboy Shit Day! Now, let me introduce to you the new AEW World Champion, Adam Hangman Page. Page comes out. He's got his leather jacket on and everything. He stops at the top of the ramp. Unzips the jacket. Whoop! There's the world title. Crowd's chanting, you deserve it, as he gets into the ring. Page corrects him and goes, I earned it. I earned it. Crowd obliged with a chant. You earned it. You earned it. You earned it. You earned it. Page said he's usually pretty shy. But now that he's the world champion, he's going to do whatever he wants. And that's calling today National Cowboy Shit Day. Asked everyone to say it with him. Page said that the AEW World Championship means a lot more responsibilities. And that first one is taking on Bryan Danielson. Danielson's music would play. He walks out to the ring, and boy, was this fantastic. Danielson gets in the ring, and the first thing he says was, I'm a little surprised and disappointed. Kind of was hoping Kenny Omega was the one still holding that title so I can beat him for it. And I go, oh, shots fired. Shots fired. Page came back by saying, yeah, I beat Kenny Omega at Full Gear in less than 30 minutes. More shots fired. Danielson said he didn't come here to start something. He said he's going to kick Page's ass. Danielson says he cares about wrestling, unlike Page, who's just out here flapping his gums. Who's just out here jaw-jacking and talking and not wanting to actually wrestle. He said when he won the world title at WrestleMania, that very next day, he was in the ring wrestling. Crowd then boos rain down on Bryan Danielson. Now, I don't know if the boos are for him essentially calling Hangman a lazy champion or for saying WrestleMania on an AEW show. I don't know. But essentially, he said, you're out here having a party. You're out here jaw-jacking and talking. While after I became world champion the first time, I was wrestling as soon as I could. I was in the ring. Big suggested, how about we fight right now? The crowd starts chanting, yes. Danielson says, I don't think you're ready. He doesn't want Page to use that as an excuse when Danielson beats him for the title, that he wasn't ready. They got in each other's faces and exchanged some shoves back and forth before the Dark Order pulled them apart and held Hangman back in the corner. When the crowd's chanting, let them fight, let them fight, let them fight, Danielson grabs the mic, and this is the greatest line that he says in this whole thing. Like, he had some banger lines, but this one's great because you got, I think it was Reynolds and I can't remember who else it was, kind of like not holding him back, but like standing between going, hey, Brian, back it up, stay back. He just goes, yeah, they're holding you back because they know if you try to come at me, I'll kick your ass. I'm like, oh. Hangman then breaks free, takes down Brian with a single leg takedown, more like he just dove at him and took him down. Brian slips out of the ring, and they tell us when we come back from break, we will be getting Bryan Danielson against Evil Uno. And I go, this man is turning heel already, and I'm all for it. And it's not over yet. He then goes and just destroys Evil Uno. Just destroys Evil Uno. Uno gets the early advantage slightly. So Danielson slaps him right across the face and just starts laying in kicks and chops. Danielson dominates. Uno tries to fire back. Not really much there. Danielson takes him down with more slaps. Smacks to the jaw. He's just beating the shit out of this guy. Corner drop kicks. Uno cuts him off at one point and went for a senton atomico, but Danielson got his knees up. Danielson then landed a busaku knee and laid in repeated stomps before locking in the triangle, and the ref calls for the stop. So I'm thinking here, okay, he's just healing up to Hangman before the match. But then Tony Schiavone gets into the ring. Half the crowd's booing Danielson. The other half of the crowd's cheering Danielson. Danielson then said that he came out to congratulate Paige. But because of Paige's behavior, he ended up kicking Uno in the head. Now, he's going to take out every member of the Dark Order and kick them all straight in the head. He said, next week, we're in Chicago. Colt Cabana, I want to kick you in the head. And that match was officially announced. Bryan Danielson versus Colt Cabana next week in Chicago. I'm all for heel Bryan Danielson in All Elite Wrestling. Boy, howdy, am I freaking excited for this. If he's just straight up heel Bryan Danielson going forward, I'm going to lose my shit. I don't want him just to heel it up for this match. I want him to do this match and remain a heel after for a little while. I mean, we've got the big baby face that everybody loves in CM Punk. We don't need two of them. We can have Bryan turn heel. Bryan is one of the greatest wrestlers of this generation to be able to be a babyface, then go to heel on a dime, and then go back to babyface, and then go back to heel, and just always know the right things to say and the right things to do to get the correct reaction that he's supposed to get from the crowd. Crowd cheered tremendously when his music hit tonight and he came down to the ring. As soon as he started talking, boom, they're booing the shit out of him. Instantly. Because this man is a fucking great, all-time great. And I can't wait to see how he uses this heel turn in All Elite Wrestling. I'm stoked. But going forward, we got a video from MJF. This video also aired on social media, I think it was, after Full Gear. MJF said that he wasn't covered in paint. He's covered in shame. Everyone said that MJF couldn't wrestle and that he was only good on the microphone. But he proved them all wrong come Full Gear. He said even though everyone hates his guts, they have no choice to admit, though, how good he really is in the ring. He said he beat Darby Allin with a headlock takeover. And gesturing as if he was wearing a belt, he also asked, quote, who knows what's next for MJF? Does he go for the TNT title? Or does he wait for Bryan Danielson and Hangman Page and then go for the world title? Honestly, no offense to anybody that's ever held the TNT title or anybody that has ever challenged for the TNT title. No offense. I feel like that's almost beneath MJF. MJF is you need to be going for that world title kind of guy. I'm just going to say it right now. Like, to be completely honest, MJF is somebody where it's like, I know the titles in AEW are supposed to be equal, but no, they're not. That is, as much as Cody doesn't want it to be called that, as much as Tony Khan won't ever say it, that is the mid-card title, the second tier title. And MJF just doesn't feel second tier, doesn't feel mid-tier. He just feels like the guy that's going for that world title. Yeah, you can put the TNT. You can have him challenge for the TNT title, and that'd be all cool, fun, and games. But I don't think he should be the TNT champion. I feel like eventually, maybe, but when he's going to go and possibly win his first world title or first championship, it needs to be that world title. He's already got the diamond ring, whatever, cool. He needs to win that world title. And then later on, after he loses the world title and says, oh, yeah, I'm going to prove that I'm really better than everybody. I'm going to get this title first and this. I just really think that his first title should be the world title. Going forward, Eddie Kingston was about to be interviewed by Shivani when he's interrupted by 2.0 and Daniel Garcia. And he starts talking. They come up and he's like, every gosh darn time. I can't even cut a got. And they start talking and he looks at Daniel Garcia and goes, these two are going to call you their kid? You're an adult and you're going to let these other adults call you their kid? The guy, I know where you're from. Yeah, I know what you've done. I know how tough you are. I got no respect for this. For someone that lets others talk to them like that? No. He then looks at the camera and goes, every freaking time. I can't ever cut a promo. Someone's got to interrupt me. Screw this, I'm going to catering. So it looks like we're going to get Eddie Kingston versus Daniel Garcia. Oh, yes. That match is gonna, as the kids like to say, hump. Next up, we got Orange Cassidy and Tomohiro Ishii. Or Tomohiro Ishii, as some say. I don't know what the right way is to say it. Against the Butcher and the Blade. Best friends were at ringside. Rocky Romero was at ringside. Matt Hardy was at ringside, and so was the Bunny. Ishii was there with his newly won Never Openweight Championship that he beat Jay White for this past weekend. He and the Butcher started off this match, and I go, whoa. Either the Butcher's taller than I expected, or Ishii's shorter than I expected. Might be the latter. Blade immediately tagged himself in. He laid in some forearms, but Ishii wouldn't give any budges. He just stood there and took it all. He then dropped the Blade with one shot. Orange Cassidy tagged in and did his, shtick. Hands in the pocket, all that jazz before the Butcher blind tagged and crushed Orange Cassidy, turning him inside out with a shoulder tackle. The Bunny and Hardy attacked Orange on the floor ahead of the break, and, incompetent AEW ref didn't see it. Orange Cassidy came back after the break, and he reached Ishii for the hot tag. Ishii took out the Blade with the shoulder tackle and laid in some chops. There was a backdrop suplex. They got a 2. Butcher tagged in, and they traded forearms in the corner. Butcher then laid in chops in the corner, but Ishii snapped and began to lean into them. Ishii then placed Butcher on the top rope and landed a big-time suplex. Also forgot, when Butcher hit that shoulder tackle on Orange Cassidy before the break, and Orange was flipped inside out. No, it was after the break. And Orange was flipped inside out. He then ran over and, clubbed Ishii in the corner, and Ishii just goes and just barely budges. And they're just like, look at this man. He just took the hardest shot you can from the Butcher and didn't even budge. He's standing on the rings, he's holding the ropes, and the Butcher comes over and just, waffles him, and he just goes and tries to get into the ring before the referee stops him. I'm like, this man just don't take no shit from nobody. They call him the Stone Pitbull for a reason, because he's built of stone. He's just like a sculpture, a rock sculpture that you cannot move by yourself. So, as I stated, Ishii snapped and began to lean into the shots. Ishii then placed the Butcher on the top rope and landed a big-time superplex. Butcher and the Blade got the advantage on after Orange tagged in, but the latter quickly countered with a DDT on Blade for a near fall. Hardy distracted Orange, and the Butcher and the Blade hit a combo suplex, but Ishii broke up the pin, tagged himself in, and Ishii laid in his combination in the corner. Hardy and the Bunny distracted him. Blade then got some brass knucks, but Rocky pulled him out of the ring, and Orange landed his dive on the whole Hardy family office. Ishii then crushed the Blade with a lariat, vertical drop brainbuster and picked up the victory. And then Rocky Romero jumps in. This is classic Rocky. Rocky Romero jumps in, trying to get the ref to raise his hand because you know Rocky Romero, any of his boys win, even if he's not in the match, he still feels like a victor. It's Rocky. Rocky will do this every night. This is classic Rocky Romero. Oh, my boys won. Yeah, let me raise my hands in victory too because I was here. I was out there. I didn't work the match, but hey, we all still won. That's classic Rocky. Whether he's with Roppongi Vice, Roppongi 3K, or any kind of tag team in chaos, that's Rocky. A team victory is a victory for all. And you got to love Rocky Romero and how he's always so excited when any of his guys win. Also, when are they going to let fucking Rocky do some commentary here? I'd love to hear Rocky maybe call a dark or call a... Fuck it. You know what? If there's a week when Jericho can't do Rampage and Rocky's in town, throw Rocky on comment. I just want to hear Rocky... I want to hear Rocky, Taz, and Excalibur. No disrespect to Ricky Starks. I'm really growing on Ricky Starks on commentary. I think he's getting better every single week. I think the dynamic of a Rocky with the super good Excalibur and the super good but heel Taz commentator, I think those three and their characters, because Taz is a character on commentary. I mean, he is. He's a heel commentator. Excalibur is just the professional commentator. Then you got Rocky, who's just really cool and all that. I think those three would work really well together on a show. So in the back, Andrade, El Idolo, and FTR were there, along with Jose and Tully. Andrade said that he proved he's a better wrestler than Pac and Cody. Cash said that he was frustrated and that he and Dax were robbed. They suggested getting Malachi Black and making an 8-man tag. So it looks like Dax is okay after being, quote-unquote, knocked out or knocked loopy during the match over the weekend. Tully then addressed Arn and said, hey, Arn, you want to get involved? You tried to get involved over the weekend at Full Gear. Well, I'm not Jose. I'll come right back at you. I still got one more in me. I go, these fuckers, what is it with these Horsemen guys thinking they could still work? Tully, Arn, fucking Ric Flair today said he's got another match in him. What? Rick almost died. Bangs, that is the plan, but I'm not 100% on it yet because I do have to do some stuff with the kids as soon as I'm done with the review. It all depends on how long that goes. Ty Conti cut a promo saying that she didn't really fail on Sunday. She learned. And the next time she gets a title shot, she will become champion. Bitch, no, you failed. I'm going to say it right now. Bitch, no, you failed. You got beat by Britt Baker. Straight up beat. Hey, when people do that. Oh, yeah, I lost, but that wasn't a failure. I've learned. I'm better in my defeat. No, that's called excuses. Britt Baker then cut a promo flanked by Hayter and Rebel. Baker said that she's going to direct the conversation to the TBS title for a little while because, well, Jamie's still in it. The tournament, that is. Said they didn't want to hear anything. Or she said they didn't want to hear about Hayter's opponent, Thunder Rosa, and Baker promised that Jamie Hayter would come out victorious. So, no teases of what's next for Britt in the world title there, the AEW Women's World Championship. It's not that I don't like Tay Conti. It's that don't say, I didn't fail. Yeah, you did. If you're not the women's champion, then you failed. If you're fighting for the title and you come out on the losing side of things, that's called failing. Next up, we had Nyla Rose versus Hikaru Shida in a TBS tournament match, TBS championship tournament match. Neither woman could establish an advantage early. Shida sent Rose to the floor, but Rose cut off Shida upon re-entry into the ring. Targeted Shida's knee. Vicky then choked Shida with a kendo stick. Again, incompetent fucking refs here, not catching shit. And this wasn't like a 2-second thing. This went for a minute. This went for a bit. Longer than it should have. This AEW's got the worst refs. They should all be fired and rehired. So hire other better competent refs because they're all bad. Yes, and Saturday, Kenny Omega failed. Is Kenny the world champion right now? No. That means in canon, in storyline, in kayfabe. Kenny Omega failed. In storyline, he failed. Adam Hangman Page, he was successful. Kenny Omega failed. Tonight, Jay Lethal failed. Miro failed. Danielson succeeded. When you lose, you fail. Going forward, like I said, Vicky was choking her out with the kendo stick. The ref wasn't looking. She just started a bit of a comeback by sending Rose into the barricade. She picked up a chair and teased her step-up knee, but Rose leveled her with a lariat. Rose perched Sheeta on the chair and went for a cannonball senton, but Sheeta rolled out of the way and Rose crashed through the chair. Sheeta then caught a kendo stick shot from Vicky and whacked her with it. Rose attacked Sheeta's knee ahead of the break. Once back, Serena Deeb showed up and attacked Sheeta's knee herself. Again, what? Serena Deeb just jumping in on this? No DQ. Come on, ref. Where's the disqualification? Rose perched Sheeta over the top rope and landed her diving knee for a 2. Sheeta went for the beast bomb, but Sheeta turned into, Rose went for the beast bomb and Sheeta reversed it into a triangle. Rose powered out and power bombed her. Rose went for a top rope senton, but Sheeta rolled out of the way and cradled Rose for a 2. Rose caught a kick and applied a cool standing stretch muffler to pick up the victory with a submission. Again, Vicky getting involved. Serena Deeb getting involved. Ref! What the fuck? These refs suck big time. Malachi Black cut a promo talking about the definition of a nightmare. He said his team in the 8-man tag team match haunts their 4 opponents. He told his opponents, take a deep breath while oxygen is still on the other side. I like that line. I never heard someone use that before. I don't know if that's a line he came up with or if that's an old line, but I've never heard that one and I like it. Take a deep breath as oxygen is still on the other side or on their side. Like, you may be able to breathe now. We're going to beat your asses so bad that, you can't. I like that line. MJF then came to the ring, cut a promo. Him, Wardlow, Shawn Spears. He asked Spears to shut the crowd up. Spears failed, but tried and goes, you're a good accountability, buddy. At least you tried. MJF told the crowd they're looking at the guy who checks all the boxes. The most complete pro wrestler on this planet today. He's the past, the present, and the future of professional wrestling. And he could take a, quote, big old cowboy shit right on Hangman Page's title reign. Really, really pushing hard that MJF's going to go for this belt. MJF says he deserves the next day to be the next AEW World Champion, but nobody in that locker room is on his level. And then we hear, and out comes CM Punk. Chants are just blazing inside Norfolk, Virginia, in this building in Norfolk. MJF introduces himself, offers a handshake. Punk looks at the hand, looks at MJF, laughs, and gets out the ring and laughs all the way up the ramp without saying a word. MJF's standing there, then looks up the ramp at Punk and just like, what's that for? And I thought this was genius. You establish now that CM Punk has disrespected MJF. So next week, MJF can show up and say, Punk, you disrespected me. I'm the best pro wrestler in the world, and you're going to come out here and big league me? Then Punk can come out next week, and they can have a back and forth. In where? What city? Oh, that's right, Chicago. The first time these two get to go back and forth is in Chicago, and that is smart. Punk comes out here, lays the groundwork. Next week we're in Chicago. Whoo, sold out building. I love it. I love it. I thought that was fantastic. And is gonna be even more fantastic than I could probably even imagine. Think of those two going back and forth with that crowd in that city. Loudest cheers we're gonna hear from Punk, probably. Loudest boos we're gonna hear from MJF because he's against Punk in Chicago. Boy, is that gonna be some sort of an atmosphere when these two come out next week. Because it's gonna happen. MJF's gonna come down and say, hey, old punker, what was that all about? Come out here, you big league me, you disrespected me. What have you done in AEW? I'm one of the 4 pillars of this company. And you're going to come out here and big league me? And then Punk can come out and go, hey, MJF. Or Maxwell. I can see Punk coming out here and giving him the old, hey, Max, or old Maxwell. To make him think, oh, you're going to disrespect me even more. No, it's MJF. No, you're Max. Hey, Max. I think this is going to be great. It's not announced for next week, but you can see where they're going. Seeds are planted, and it's all going to wrap up. Not wrap up, but really kick off. I think this is going to be... Like, there's no way they're not going to have this back and forth next week in frickin' Chicago. Darby Allin was doing an interview backstage. Allin said MJF didn't break him mentally, and they would have a rematch at some point eventually, which, duh. That he's not taking any time off, which Blue thought he would, and that he wants, well, the best and the baddest of AEW. And he calls for the best and baddest, and who we get? Fucking Billy Gunn and his kids. What? Oh, yeah, I want the best and the baddest. I'm an ass man. Yeah, I'm an ass man. You get the ass man and his 2 punk kids. Really? Really? They talk crap back and forth for a moment, and this sets up a match for Rampage this week. Super Clicker backstage. He said that at Full Gear, that was one of the worst nights of their lives. Neither of the Young Bucks are even cleared anymore, which is an interesting thing to say, that the Bucks are not cleared for competition. Super Click says they'll come back badder and stronger than ever. He said on Rampage, though, M. Cole will be in action, and he will be teaming with Bobby Fish as they will take on the Jurassic Express. Fish walked up and promised to end the Jurassic joke. They teased dissension at the end, which is a little weird. But I do like the whole Bobby Fish ingrained in with Adam Cole, because eventually, if they can get Kyle O'Reilly, I think throwing Kyle O'Reilly with them and breaking them off from the Elite and doing the Elite versus whatever they're going to call the Undisputed Era in AEW is going to be fantastic. Especially with, Kenny talking down to him tonight, basically. So, we got a matchup. It was Lio Rush and Dante Martin. Glad to see Lio Rush back against the Acclaimed. If you don't know, Lio Rush was not at Full Gear because I think it was his grandmother had passed away on last Thursday or Friday. I don't know which day. We're going forward. I thought this match was really good. Lio Rush and Dante Martin, phenomenal team. The Acclaim, they're a good team in their own. I mean, they got outshone tonight, but they held their own really, really well. Caster did a rap going to the ring and called them both virgins. He's like, Virginia's for lovers, but I'm looking at 2 virgins. And Leo literally goes, hey, I got 3 kids. I'm just like, oh, well, that line failed. That line didn't work on that guy. I just loved it. Unless you were really paying attention, the camera like kinds of pans over. They're like in the corner, barely in screen. And Leo's like, I got 3 kids. I loved it. I thought that was great. Leo had that was a perfect reaction by Lio Rush. But anyways, Rush and Dante took out their opponents with a dive early on. They worked seamlessly as a team to take out Bowens with a double team for a 2 and kept up the advantage until Caster tripped Dante without being the legal man. And I'm going to say it right now. When Darius comes back, Darius, Dante, and Leo, Give me trio titles. Them versus the Death Triangle. Whoo! Trios title match. So the Acclaim beat down Dante with repeated tags through a commercial break. After the break, Rush got the hot tag and took out both members of the Acclaimed. There's an axe kick that got a 2. Bowens rolled out of the way and rolled the way of a frog splash. Dante missed a double springboard moonsault, and Bowens took out Rush with some kicks. Dante, though, came back with a springboard dropkick on Bowens to take him down. The Acclaim then regrouped and hit a mic drop into the Acclaim to Fame on Lio Rush, but Dante broke up the pin attempt. Dante hit his double spring moonsault. Rush hit a frog splash. Great looking frog splash. Not captured in a good way, though. I get it. Leo jumps up and does the frog splash, and the camera's looking up to kind of make it look like he's higher than he might be. But I love the way, and I'm going to praise WWE here, when they know Montez Ford is going for his frog splash, they wide shot. So you can see how much higher than the ring he actually is. Leo gets a good leap. So I really think they need to pull back when Leo's going to go for that frog splash. And so you can see how high he jumps. Because he also does a different kind of frog splash. Most guys do the frog splash where it's like elbows to knees, boom, boom. Or more of just like a quick whop, arms kind of jiggy. But he does the jump, knees up, hands between the legs frog splash. Lio Rush, which I think is a little more an advanced version because you got to be quicker on your movements. But that was my one and only criticism of this match was the way that was filmed, like from under the bottom turnbuckle. Like, nah, it just didn't look good. Get that wide shot to show me how high he actually jumps. But with that, Dante Martin and Lio Rush do pick up a victory over the Acclaimed when out would come Team Taz. Taz walked out and congratulated Rush and Dante. Taz then offered condolences to Rush and his family. Talked about offering Dante a contract last week in Rush's absence. Starks said that they'd be patient and brought up that they were patient with Hobbs. Tomorrow is the 1-year anniversary of Hobbs joining Team Taz. He said the choice between Team Taz and Rush is the choice between a Hall of Fame career and, well, a mediocre one. And then that was really just it. Christian Cage is in the back of the Jurassic Express. And it's just weird how just perfect Christian is with these two. That is not something you would have thought of before Christian came to AEW or when he first signed. Oh, yeah, put him with Jurassic Express and he'll fit in with them perfect. Because Jurassic Express is Tarzan and the dinosaur. But then you add Christian in there, and it gives... I think what I like about this is with Christian in there, we have now got to see, because there is a not gimmick element to them now, Jungle Boy being less of that gimmick and just becoming an overall pro wrestler and not have to worry about, oh, I'm Jungle Boy, I'm the Tarzan guy. No. He's becoming more of just a pure athlete professional wrestler. I don't know how to really explain it. But regardless, Christian with them, like whoever came up with that idea, kudos to you. Give you a bonus, Christmas bonus, New Year's bonus, Valentine's Day's coming up. Give you a bonus for that one too. But they talked about the upcoming match this week. Jungle Boy said the change inside of him, it's here to stay. They're better now than they've ever been, and they'd see Cole and Fish this Friday. They did a video recapping the history between Jade Cargill and Red Velvet, and then ran down some matchups for the next week or so. Coming Friday, we got Darby Allin versus Billy Gunn. We got Jurassic Express against Adam Cole and Bobby Fish, and a TBS tournament match, Jade Cargill versus Red Velvet. As far as next week's Thanksgiving edition of Dynamite from Chicago, Bryan Danielson versus Colt Cabana, the Lucha Bros Cody and Pac against Andrade, Alito, Malachi Black, and FTR, and another TBS Championship Tournament match, Thunder Rosa against Jamie Hayter. The Lucha Bros, Lucha Brothers, as AEW calls them, were backstage. Penta said that FTR couldn't get the job done. Phoenix said that the Death Triangle and Cody Rhodes had something special for them next week because, well, they're the best four-man team in the universe. Before the upcoming main event match, Lethal told Guevara, get ready for the toughest fight of your life. Oh, boy, did I love this match so much. This match was freaking out of this world great. This may have been, as far as just a pure professional wrestling match, one of, if not the best match for the TNT title I've seen. And I've seen them all. I absolutely loved this match. I honestly think, out of everything from Full Gear, this may be better than everything except for Hangman and Kenny. I honestly do. I think that this was better than anything on Full Gear other than Hangman and Kenny. I think Hangman and Kenny was the match from that show. But when I think about it, I think this is better than almost anything else on that pay-per-view. I think this was a 5-star match. I really do. So this is Lethal's first official match in All Elite Wrestling. Not official, first match at all in All Elite Wrestling. Guevara had his ribs all taped up, and Tony Nese was shown in the crowd. A very patient man. Guevara countered a quick lethal injection attempt right into a GTH, but Lethal got out of it. They exchanged cradles and stuff until they got to a stalemate. Lethal got control and hit the lethal combination. Guevara sent Lethal to the floor and landed a major dive. Back in the ring, Guevara attempted a shooting star press, but Lethal got the knees up, leading to a commercial break. During that commercial break, officials and referees checked on Sammy like he may have been actually injured. I honestly thought he may have actually suffered some sort of an injury here. Boy, was I wrong. Because he sold this great. He stood up, but slowly, gingerly got himself back into the ring. The referee's asking him, are you sure you can go? Are you sure you're ready? Lethal's like, hey, do this another time. Like, Lethal's being professional, super professional here. Sammy's like, oh, yeah, I think I'm good. And Lethal's like, you sure? I'll come at you, but I'm going to back off for a second. Are you really sure? And the ref's like, Sammy, are you good? You ready to go? Sammy's like, yes. And runs that. Just takes down Guevara. Guevara fires at him. And was flapjacked by Lethal. So yeah, Guevara, fine. Taking that flapjack. He flew up there like only Sammy Guevara can. Guevara basically did the whole... I love guys like Sammy. It's like Sammy can do this. Dante Martin can do this. Leo Rush can do stuff like this. When you give him a backdrop where you just throw them over your head, where they almost just stop time. Where you throw them up and they kind of just like pause in midair and then finish the rotation. I love it. I love it. Guevara countered the lethal injection right into a Spanish fly. Lethal sent Guevara to the outside and went for the tope suicida, but Guevara stopped it and landed a brainbuster on the floor. Guevara landed a bicycle knee on the outside. Lethal fell backwards onto a table, so Guevara, went for a senton atomico, but Lethal moved right out of the way and Sammy crashed through. Lethal went from the top for a top rope elbow, but Guevara turned it into a cradle for a near fall. Guevara flipped out of a lariat attempt, and Lethal turned him inside out with an inverted suplex. Got a 2 off of that. Getting close to the finish of the match here, where Lethal locked on the figure 4 leg lock. Sammy tried to slide his way back to the ropes, and as he almost got there, he grabbed the back of his head for some reason. Didn't grab the ropes, even though he was very close. Like, could have just went, got him. Nope. So Lethal pulls him back into the center of the ring. Guevara had to fight and fight and fight to make it to the ropes. He kneed Lethal in the face and went for the GTH. But his midsection was too hurt. Guevara then landed multiple rising knees, finally landed the GTH, and boom, picked up the victory. After the match, they really made this feel like not just a big win for Sammy, but a big matchup overall, and how this at the end had big fight feel. Santana, Ortiz, Jericho all come down to the ring to check on Sammy, to celebrate with Sammy. They grab freaking Jay, raise both guys' arms. Crowd goes wild. 5-star match here. In my opinion, I would give this 5. I would give this match 5 stars. There's a lot of 4-star matches on that pay-per-view. I think Kenny and Hangman was a 5-star match. And I think this is right there with it. If not, right under it. Like, this is 5 stars. This is as close as you can get to not being 5 stars. Like that's the wrong wording. If this is a Kenny Hangman 5-star match, then it's like right there, because it's 5 stars, but just slightly less. And I wouldn't take that. Like, if that's my standard for 5 stars, Kenny and Hangman, I don't think this match was so much less of it that you would take a 1/4 star away or anything. I think they're both 5-star matches, but one's just slightly better than the other. But with that was AEW Dynamite. I thought the show overall was really, really good. Really, really successful as far as building things to the future. Yeah, we had the pay-per-view last week. Things happened at that pay-per-view, but now it's time to go forward. And they did that in a good way. But you know what I thought of the show? Now it's time to find out what you thought of the show. Remember, if you want to let me know what you thought, you can put a super chat in the YouTube chat, or you can text into 510-906-1341. But before we do that, we got to check the polls, baby. And, well, which poll? 100% of you like tonight's show. As far as the YouTube poll does go, 83% liked it, 14% thought it was just all right, and 3% did not like tonight's show. As far as the text messages do here, this person says, who will advance to the finals of the TBS Women's Championship? Let me pull up those brackets really fast. The brackets. We've got, I think it's going to be in the finals. Not what I wanted. I think the finals are going to be... It's a tough one. Oh, man, this is tough. So we still have Thunder Rosa, Jamie Hayter, Jade Cargill, Red Velvet, Nyla Rose advanced, and then we still have Chris Statlander and Ruby Soho. Right? That match hasn't happened yet. Why do I think that match happened? Why do I feel like Ruby and Statlander has already happened for some reason? I don't think it has. Regardless, I think Thunder Rosa beats Jamie Hayter. Jade beats Velvet. So then we get Thunder Rosa versus Jade. And I guess you give the win to Jade. Jade goes to the finals. We make Chris Statlander and Ruby Soho. I think Ruby wins that. I think the finals could be Jade Cargill versus Ruby Soho. If I'm looking at this, I could be wrong there. Maybe it's Thunder Rosa and Ruby Soho. But honestly, I think this title is going to go to Jade Cargill. I think you give the title to Jade. Yeah, maybe Thunder Rosa. But then if Thunder Rosa wins this, we don't finally get the big title feud between her and Britt. So that's why I don't think Thunder Rosa wins the belt, because they're working on for early 2022 Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker over the women's title, the women's world title. So in the end, I think Jade wins the belt. In the finals, Jade and Ruby. Could be Jaden and Nyla, but I think that's you do heel, baby. Jade and Ruby in the finals. Here says, what were your thoughts tonight on Dynamite? I thought I've already talked about it, but this person said, I thought it was good, and I think that they're teasing MJF to become AEW World Champion, and after Bryan Danielson versus Hangman, it should be MJF versus Hangman at Revolution for the world title. I've been saying that's the route to go. Hangman not only gets a shot, but takes the title. Here says, I can't believe Bryan actually said WrestleMania. I mean, sure. As long as AEW is not using it in a promotional way, I guess they can say it. Why not? Versus also Max Caster should have said Leo. Could have said Leo out here looking like a reject Power Ranger. No, he didn't. Trust me. As someone who's watched way more Power Rangers than I should have in my life, no, he didn't. I don't think he looked like a Power Ranger. I mean, first off, where's his helmet? I mean, shit, I like Power Rangers so much. The White Ranger came to my 6th birthday party. And get this, did magic tricks. Made my cousin disappear. First says, I like the AEW Dynamite tonight. Who should challenge for the AEW Women's Championship next? Bryan Danielson is a heel in AEW. See, that's the tough thing, to think who should challenge for the women's title next. Because basically everybody's been in this tournament. And so you don't want to go with anybody that lost in the first round, because then it's like, what the fuck? You're going to give a loser a title opportunity? And I think that's why they did the thing tonight where they go, hey, I don't want the focus to be on me. The focus is on those women that are doing great things in the TBS tournament. Because they know that they're going through this TBS tournament. Now they need to build somebody up after the tournament for Britt. So maybe Britt can get a little time off from in the ring. Get her, take some in-ring time off. Have Thunder Rosa lose to Jade. Feel bad about herself. Go on a tear. Become the new number 1 contender. And then go, hey, look at this. Yeah, I failed in the TBS tournament, but I beat a bunch of ass, and now I'm coming for the world title. And who is that champion? Oh, yeah, that's Britt. Gabriel Valentin says, the Green Ranger was always the coolest. Well, technically, the Green Ranger and the White Ranger are the same person. They're both Tommy. And when I had my 6th birthday party, the Green Ranger was already not a thing. The White Ranger was a thing. Like that birthday party I got, the White Ranger came. I got the White Ranger Power Glove, the White Ranger sword. I got a Power Rangers bicycle that year for my birthday. A lot of Power Ranger shit. What's going on, Aunt Peggy McDonald? Thank you for being a channel member. Person says, do you think Dante turns heel and joins Team Taz? Leo turns? No. Leo turns, and what's going on with the other member of Top Flight? So Darius is still out with, I want to say, a knee injury. I could be wrong on that. Correct me if I am. Darius is out with an injury. They said just this past weekend, they don't know how long he's going to be out for. But I think you keep Dante and Leo together. When Darius is good to go, boom, you got a great trio. You got a great trio there. Versus, I think AEW did good tonight. CM Punk versus MJF should be a good match. What's next for Jay Lethal? Can't say. Don't know. He had one match and it was for the title. Cool. Just have him win a bunch of matches now. Build him back up. Says, I also loved Sammy versus Jay. They were working so well together tonight, and I didn't see Jake Hager. Yeah, I didn't see Jake Hager out there either. I know he's got a fight coming up soon, so maybe he's training for that. I don't know. Or says, if they do keep Kenny off TV till January, do you think he returns as a babyface and by himself, or realigning with the Young Bucks as baby faces, or come back as a heel? I think that all depends on where the Bucks are when he's ready to come back. If the Bucks are baby faces, maybe he aligns with the Bucks. If the Bucks are still heels, he stays heel and goes with I think it really has to do, I think, with where the Bucks are when he's ready to come back, and if they want them together or not. That's honestly something I don't know, because we didn't even, I thought Kenny would stay on TV and just not wrestle for a couple months. I didn't think he was going to literally say, I'm taking time away altogether. And this person says, not AEW related, but any news on WWE 2K22? Actually, yes. Actually, some good news is I was told that the date for March is still a go. They think that this game will be ready to launch in March. And so much so that they're already starting to talk to media outlets about coverage of the game. They said they got an announcement or an update or something coming soon. From what I was told, they wouldn't tell me what. My source said, hey, there's an announcement coming soon. Yeah, we said we weren't going to say anything about this game till January, but we're going to say something sooner than that. So I was told everything's progressing very well. They're working as hard as they can. They're making sure, because the big thing right now in video games is crunch and making everybody work overtime when they shouldn't be. And so they're making sure that all their guys are working the right amount of hours. No one's being made to work extra. But they do think that this game coming out in March is going to happen. And they're happy with what they've got so far, they've stated. What I was told was, we're happy with what we got so far. Progress looks very, very, very good. And the March date seems very, very obtainable. And again, like I said, they're already starting to reach out as far as media stuff goes. So that's really good to hear. But they also said they're going to release more updates this Thursday. So it's this Thursday. I knew it was coming within like a week or two. When I talked to my source last night, basically I was just told, hey, we got some news coming about the game very soon. They didn't tell me Thursday, but maybe they thought I already knew that or something. They said, they're like, yeah, we know we said we weren't going to say anything until January, but we're going to release some news soon. So with that, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and Twitter.com/PW Unlimited. Remember, you can also catch us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD. You can also catch us on Instagram by searching for Pro Wrestling Unlimited. And you can also follow my gaming Twitch over there, Twitch.tv/Timmy Buddy. So with that, guys, have a great night. I may be streaming later some Halo Infinite, but regardless, we'll be back on Friday for Friday Night SmackDown. I don't think I'm going to do Rampage this week. Is it a live Rampage? I think it's being taped tonight, actually. Look that up. Is Rampage live this week? Yep. Nope, they're filming Rampage tonight, so I don't think I'm going to do Rampage this week. I think it's just going to be a SmackDown stream. So with that, guys, have a great night. I'll see you Friday for SmackDown. I'm out. All right. If you're still watching on